Positive I'll use 5 times. Ha ha. I didn't bring my hand fan today. I'm going to be sorry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to Unity of Palmyra, where centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. We are an open and affirming congregation. We love you exactly as you are in all of your magnificent glory. So welcome back to our Interfaith Advent series. If this is your first or even your second time here, it's going to be an interesting Sunday for you. We decided this year to celebrate 5 of the major holidays that are honored during this time of year to honor our commitment to honoring all paths to God. So we've already celebrated Diwali, and we celebrated Hanukkah last week, and this week we're going to celebrate Yule, or the winter solstice. Ken asked if I was going to be talking about Yule Brenner or Yule Gibbons, and I said, wrong Yule, honey. So we're going to be celebrating the more pagan aspects of the holiday, and you will be surprised how many of them we celebrate at Christmas. It's going to be a very interesting day. So let's take a nice big deep breath. As we become fully present, fully here, letting go of the lists and the wrapping and the schlepping and the shopping, and just give ourselves the gift of being here now, opening our hearts and minds to whatever is yearning to express today, to however spirit is looking to demonstrate through us today, to be that presence of love, compassion, and acceptance that we know is so important in our world. And so let's take a minute to simply breathe, quieting our mind, opening our heart. And as always, we enter into this experience with gratitude as we say thank you for this time to come apart for a while, to remember the truth of who we are, to remember that we are spiritual beings having an incredibly interesting human experience. We say thank you for whatever safe space you are in, whether you are joining us today in the sanctuary or whether you are joining us from the comfort of your home. We are so glad you're here. And finally, we say thank you. Thank you for one another. Thank you for this beloved community committed to making a difference in the world. And so it is. Amen. So we may be celebrating an Interfaith Advent, but we are singing Christmas carols every Sunday. So let's stand and sing. And there are music sheets if you have trouble seeing the words.
It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch their hearts of gold. He sung the earth goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Still through the cloven skies they come, with peaceful wings unfurled, and still their heavenly music floats o'er all the weary world. Above its sad and lonely plain, a band on hovering wing sounds the blessed angels sing. For lo, the days are hastening on, by prophet bards foretold, when with the ever-circling years comes round the age of gold, when peace shall over all the earth its ancient splendors fling, and the whole world sends back the sound which now the angels sing.
Oh, that was beautiful. Let's share together in our vision. Centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. And our mission, wherever we are, shopping, cleaning, cooking, all around the town, we provide a welcoming community that inspires and encourages all who gather here through the teaching, sharing, and practice of universal spiritual principles. And one of the ways that we honor our practice is to honor wherever you are on your hugging journey. So if you want to hug, we will bring it on in. If you're more comfortable with the handshake, we will respect that. And if you want us to leave you completely alone, trust me, we understand. And we will honor whatever bubble you create around yourself. Have a great time.
Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit, earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit.
Wow. So, as was pointed out earlier, you are officially welcome to Pagan Sunday. So, have a seat. All right, so a couple of announcements. First of all, thank you to all of our wonderful musicians and everyone who attended our happy hour holiday coffee house last night. It was so much fun. We got to hear many of our favorite spirits, and we got to be happy, and we got to enjoy some yummy food. It was just a wonderful, wonderful evening. The Christmas Bazaar is set up in the Rose Room. We keep forgetting to announce that, so please do go in. Everything in there is by love offering. So folks have brought in gently used decorations and ornaments. There's hats on the tree. There's Margot's beautiful creations. Good morning, Margot. On the table, there is some beautiful art that was donated this year. So please do go shopping after lunch. Remember that because we are serving full meals during Advent, when everyone to go on downstairs, have a seat, and then we will move you into the fellowship area to get your food. And oh my gosh, does it smell good down there this morning. Sorry, I'm a little distracted by the smells coming out from downstairs. Opera Fudge is here. If you ordered it, please see Gwen. Gwen, raise your hand. There you go. I was looking at the empty angel tree. We delivered all of the rest of the gifts. The Salvation Army was incredibly grateful. And thank you so much, Joanne. I don't know if she's in the room or if she's out greeting. But for spearheading this for us every year, it is just such an awesome opportunity to give back to our community. So anyway, I was looking at that little empty tree and I thought, it looks so lonely. And so I was really moved when Madam President at the HUG meeting last month said, what are we grateful for? And it was just so wonderful to hear people sharing what they're grateful for. And some of it was things they're grateful for about this community, and some of it was things they're grateful for in their personal lives. So we've made a bunch of little cards so that you can write down things that you're grateful for and hang them on the lonely, empty little tree in the Rose Room. And I thought it would be really neat then for us to be able to read what everybody is grateful for. So anyway, there's some cards out there. There's some little ornament hanger thingies that you can put them on the tree. So that will now be our gratitude tree all the way through the burning bowl. Just a reminder, we are not having a morning service on Christmas Eve. That's why we started Advent a week early. We're going to be having our traditional Christmas Eve candle lighting service that evening, and I do promise this year it is going to be very traditional. I know you don't think I'm capable, but it is going to be a very, in light of our series, right? We want to honor the spirit and the tradition of each of the holidays. So we are going to have a very traditional Christmas Eve candle lighting service, and that will be at 7 p.m. on Sunday the 24th. I think that's, and the follow-up soul collage workshop is going to be next Sunday the 17th, and I believe that's going to be upstairs. I think it's going to be upstairs. And finally, our prayer chaplains for today are Lisa Bechtel and Jeff McFarland. They will be holding sacred space for us during the service today, and then they will be over here if you want one-on-one prayer. And then, wasn't it cool to have the Hebrew blessing over the meal last week? So Lisa is going to be offering a blessing this morning from the Celtic Wheel of the Year. So look at all the stuff we're learning during this series. So I think that's it. Yell out if I have forgotten anything. And Christopher, would you please read the daily word?
Okay, here we go. Okay, so our reading of the day is
The Shortest Day by Susan Cooper. So the shortest day came, and the year died, and everywhere down the centuries of the Snow White Road came people singing, dancing, to drive the dark away. They lighted candles and they went to trees. They hung their homes with evergreen. They burned beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive. And when the New Year's sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, revealing. Through all the frosty ages, you can hear them echoing behind us. Listen, all day long echoes sing the same delight. The shortest day, as promised, awakens in a sleeping land. They carol feast their thanks, and dearly love their friends, and hope for peace, and so do we, and hope for peace. And so do we here now, this year and every year. Welcome, Yule.
Well done, Christopher. Thank you.
I am home, my family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I'm lifted up in prayer.
This is the time of our service where we consciously enter into an attitude of prayer, that integration of body, mind, and spirit, an alignment with that universal life force that we call God. And so we open ourselves. We listen. We listen until we hear that still small voice of wisdom. That still small voice that reminds us at a soul level that all is well. That reminds us that no matter what is going on in the outer, we get to choose in the inner how we are going to respond, how we are going to show up in the world. And we have a choice. We can add to the darkness, or we can be the light. We can shine our light. We can feed the light of others. We can encourage those who are overwhelmed. We can love those who are in despair. We can support those who are in need with our light and our love. And so if you are experiencing a challenge this morning of any way, shape, or kind, we surround you now with our love, our compassion, our strength, our wisdom, our courage, and our power. For we know there is such power in community. Together, we are strong. Together, we reassure one another that we are not alone. And that no matter what you are going through, we are here. And if you are experiencing joy or gratitude today, and I hope you are, share it with us. Spread it through that golden web that we visualize in our mind's eye, connecting us all. For we know that when our troubles are shared, they are divided. And when our joy is shared, it is multiplied. And as always, we remember that together or apart, we are forever connected at the heart. And so it is. Namaste.
The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. You are beautiful. You are whole. You are beautiful. You are whole. Enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities.
On the longest night, we search for the light, and we find it deep within. Open your eyes to embrace what is wise, and see the light of your own soul shining. Enter the night, and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities.
Wrapped in the cloak of starry darkness, my child, and you'll find the center of all things. For from this space of the deepest dark place, life eternal does spring. And enter the night, and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibility. Find that spark when you dream in the dark. Hold it close to your heart and know all that you see is all that can be when you give birth to the dreams of your soul. And enter the night, and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities.
possibilities. Enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities. Enter the night, let your find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities.
Blessed Yule. So I found a neat piece on a site called seawitchbotanicals.com. I'll have to check more of them out. And so what I want to do is I just want to read this to you to kind of lay the foundation of what Yule is and the history of Yule and why it's so important in many cultures. And then we're going to break it down a little bit. And we're going to look at why we are celebrating hope today. So let's light our Advent candles. And I am watching my sleeves for those of you who worry. We light this candle for peace. We light this candle for faith. And then we walk all the way over here. And we light this candle for hope. So, celebrating Yule and the returning of the light. Before the spread of Christianity, people celebrated an ancient tradition called Yule. In fact, most of the Christmas traditions that we're familiar with today originated from this holiday. But unlike our more commercial American holiday, Yule is a celebration of the sun, of rebirth and renewal, and of the continuation of life. Many people find that celebrating Yule is more relaxing than participating in the typical Christmas customs. Instead of the high stress and the focus on consumerism, there's a connection to nature and the seasons. We give thanks, we let go of the past, and we look forward to what lies ahead. So what is Yule? Yule is a pagan celebration of the winter solstice, which is December 21st. We got as close as we could to the actual holidays, which marks the longest night of the year and therefore the return of the sun. On this day, the Earth's axis tilts away from the sun in the northern hemisphere, and the sun reaches its greatest distance from the equatorial plane. Slowly but surely, the days start to get progressively longer. Because of this meaningful shift in seasons, the overall theme of Yule is about rebirth and renewal. So ultimately, this is a festival of the sun in the middle of winter. So light is an important element. Flickering candles, bonfires, we voted against that. Twinkle lights and the celebration of lighting of the tree all represent the celebration of the slow returning of the light. When people celebrate Yule, they reflect on the year that has passed while looking forward to the year ahead. I think that's interesting because that's what we do in our burning bowl ceremony at the end of every year. It's a time of year for reflection, for connecting to those we love, and for spending sacred time in nature. So the history of Yule. Midwinter has been celebrated by Europeans for millennia. Many of our traditional winter customs can be traced back to the Norse people, who originally called this festival Yule. Decorating with greenery, hanging ornaments in trees, caroling, and gift-giving are all customs that originated with Germanic peoples celebrating the day of Yule. Does any of that sound familiar? It gets better. Wait till we get to the feasting part. Some scholars believe that the festival of Yule is closely related to Saturnalia, a week-long holiday that ancient Romans celebrated around the solstice. During the long celebration, Romans honored Saturn, the god of agricultural bounty. Festivities included giving gifts and creating elaborate feasts. So just a little tangent here. The reason that we celebrate Christmas on December 25th is that was Saturnalia. So when Constantine and some of the other Romans were converted to Christianity, they were doing their best to convert all the pagans to Christianity. And so basically what they did was co-opt all the pagan holidays, including Saturnalia. Many Jesus scholars actually think that Jesus of Nazareth was probably born in the spring at some point, but then they had already co-opted Easter for that. So that's why we celebrate Christmas, the birth of Jesus, hypothetically, on December 25th, because it was a Roman holiday. So neo-pagan and Wiccan traditions say that it's the time of year when the Holly King, who represents the dark half of the year, gives way to the sun god or the oak king. The idea of these two battling gods represents the ever-changing seasons and the cycle of the sun. So I thought this was very interesting. Again, notice how much you recognize. Seasonal plants are an integral part of Yule. The custom of setting up an evergreen tree is an old tradition of bringing the outdoors in. I just want to say that it's okay if you set up a fake Christmas tree to represent that, as long as you burn a pine candle to fool everybody who walks into your living room sharing for a friend. Evergreens symbolize the continuation of life as they remain full and bright while all the other trees lose their leaves. Boughs and garlands collected from evergreen trees can be used to decorate indoor spaces. Holly represents the old solar year as well as the Holly King, who may have been a precursor to Santa Claus. It was once considered a sacred plant by the Druids and was a symbol for protection. Ivy is another reminder that life continues, as the plant often lives on after its host plant has died. It is said to represent fidelity and loyalty. Hanging ivy around the house during this time of year is a way to symbolize the strength of our family bonds. Well known for its association with December holidays, mistletoe stands for peacemaking and the end of discord. That isn't what I thought it was for. Anybody else? Just saying. It said that the Norsemen laid down their arms if they met underneath a growth of mistletoe. I think we need to send a truckload to the Middle East, don't you? Let's just send them a whole bunch of mistletoe. And pray. Birch is another plant that's associated with rebirth, as it's often the first tree to grow back in a forest that has burned. Birch sticks are also a weapon of choice for Krampus, the mythical Yuletide demon who punishes the naughty every December. Have you ever seen pictures of Krampus? It's, whoa, scary, man. I'll take coal over Krampus any day. So, ways to celebrate. Love this. This dark and quiet time of the winter season is an opportunity to focus on new beginnings. It's a time to incorporate nature into your home, to practice gratitude for abundance, and to celebrate the returning of the light. Decorating the house with greenery and lighting candles are important ways to incorporate this holiday into your home. You can also set up a Yule altar. Isn't that Green Man mask awesome? Thank you, Helene. That is the most gorgeous mask. It's just absolutely beautiful. Performing cleansing rituals and tree blessings. Remember how we talked about cleaning before we decorate? Smoke purification, burning plants like pine, cedar, and rosemary, sending Yule greeting cards and Krampus cards. Yeah, no, we're going to skip the Krampus cards. Holding a Yule log ceremony. The old tradition of holding a Yule log ceremony is a way to welcome back the sun. A log can be used first as a Yule altar decorated with candles and evergreen boughs before it's burned on the evening of the winter solstice. And finally, feasting. It's a great time to enjoy the process of cooking large meals to share with family and friends. But specific courses for Yule include plum pudding, mulled apple cider, and hot buttered rum. Of course, the classic bûche de Noël is a cake that represents the Yule log, and I made a bûche Noël for fellowship today. So we're going to admire it before we cut it. So the gifts of Yule help us to appreciate winter, and they also remind us of the importance of hope. There's a beautiful piece in a book called The Circle of Life by Joyce Rupp and Macrina Wiederkehr, and it's so sweet. They say there is a tendency to want to hurry from autumn to spring, to avoid the long, dark days that winter brings. Many people do not like constant days bereft of light and months filled with colder temperatures. They struggle with the bleakness of the land and the emptiness of trees. Their eyes and hearts seek color. Their spirits tire of tasting the endless gray skies. Isn't this the perfect day to be reading this? There is great rejoicing in the thought that light and warmth will soon be filling more and more of each new day. But winter darkness has a positive side to it. As we gather to celebrate the first turn from winter to spring, we are invited to recognize and to honor the beauty in this often unwanted season of winter. Let us invite our hearts to be glad for the courage winter proclaims. Let us be grateful for the wisdom winter brings in teaching us about the need for withdrawal as an essential part of renewal. Let us also encourage our spirits as earth prepares to come forth from this time of withdrawal into a season filled with light. The winter solstice celebrates the return of hope to our land as our planet experiences the first slow turn toward greater daylight. Soon we will welcome the return of the sun and the coming of springtime. As we do so, let us remember and embrace the positive, enriching aspects of winter's darkness. Pause now to sit in silence in the darkness of this space. Let this space be a safe enclosure of creative gestation for you. So many gifts of winter. In winter, we're allowed to sleep in. We're allowed to rest. We're allowed to not go outside if we don't want to. We're allowed to play in the snow if we ever get any. Right? Winter is the season of hope. We hope that the bulbs that we planted in the fall will actually bloom. We hope that the snow, if we get any, will eventually turn to rain and bring us spring. We hope that the sun will return to its fullness and warm us once again. Winter is the season of hope. So Charles Fillmore, co-founder of the Unity Movement, I love his definition of hope. He says, hope is the expectation of good in the future. I think we could add in the present and the future. So the ancients hoped that the trees would bud again and that the flowers would bloom again. They dealt with their fear of darkness, and I think probably also their fear of the unknown, by celebrating the solstice, by celebrating the hope that the sun would return. They hoped that the gods would soon reawaken and life would return to the earth. So the winter, especially in the Chinese tradition, is really a time for reflection, for withdrawal, for to bring it back to hope, to ask ourselves, what is it that we are hoping for? What is it as individuals and a community that we are hoping for? So during this time of withdrawal and rest and renewal, we have the opportunity to go within and to get very clear, to clear our minds, to clear our hearts, and to discern what's really important to us. I know as I age, I'm getting clearer and clearer about what's most important and what isn't, and how much time we spend on the stuff that isn't. I've even given a set of dishes to the yard sale. I know, right? That only leaves 11 sets left. Small, sweet steps, people. It's so important that we get clear what's important. So, Helene, may I share the story of your mother's final words? So, we had a really wonderful conversation at our Blue Christmas meal a couple of weeks ago. And Helene shared this great story of her mother as she was very close to passing. And I think, was it your aunt or somebody was recording her? Your sister. So they decided to record her just to have some memories. And so her sister said to her mom, "So Mom, can you share some wisdom with us? What share some wisdom?" And she was having some trouble speaking and focusing, but she kind of looked around the room and she said, "Don't concern yourself." And then there was a pause. And then she turned and she looked right at the camera, sharp as a tack, and said, "With stupid stuff." Literally. The woman is like in hospice practically, and that was her wisdom, and it was brilliant. And she followed it up with, just be in the moment. So winter is a time for us to decide what the stupid stuff is that we've been concerning ourselves with, and to stop it. To focus on what do we really hope for. Not days filled with stupid stuff, but days filled with love and compassion and service and giving and shining our light in the world, in being the change we want to see. So when we're in a really, really long line at the checkout, instead of being cranky, we smile at people and we acknowledge them and we tell them that we love their sweatshirt. And when we get to the checkout attendant, we say, "Thank you so much for being here and for doing such a great job." That's how we be the change we wish to see in the world. And that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping for a world centered in love. We're hoping for a world that's accepting and compassionate and forgiving and courageous. That's what we're hoping for. That's what we're celebrating now. Blessed Yule.
In the bleak midwinter, icy wind made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow on snow. In the bleak midwinter, long and long ago. Angels and archangels, they have gathered here. Cherubim and seraphim, rising in the air. Oh, but only Mary, in her maiden bliss, worshipped the beloved with a mother's kiss. Heaven cannot hold him, nor can earth sustain. Heaven and earth shall fall away when he comes to reign. What then can I give him, poor as I am? If I were a shepherd, I would bring a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would know my heart. What then can I give him? I will give my heart.
So let's breathe in the sweetness of that, the tenderness of asking, what shall I give? What shall we hope for? In a world so in need of light, of hope, of encouragement, of reassurance, what can we give? We can give our hearts. We can give our care. We can give our tenderness. We can give our acceptance. We can give our forgiveness. We can give all the things that we hope for. We can see everyone that we encounter, not just during this holiday season, but throughout the year, as an expression of the divine. We can look past the fear, the frustration, the impatience, and we can see the beloved. We can give what we hope for. And so as we celebrate winter and its many gifts, we focus on rest, reflection, renewal, and the sweet silence that winter brings, where the world becomes quiet. And so can we. Even in the midst of the bleak midwinter, we can find the light, and we can be the light.
Snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow on snow. In the bleak midwinter, long and long ago.
I know we don't usually applaud after the meditation song, but that was well deserved today. It was so beautiful. So this is the time of our service where we say thank you so much for your incredible generosity, for the giving of your time, talent, and treasure to support and sustain the very important work of this community in our world. We are so grateful. And just a little extra shout out again to everyone providing the food for all of these fellowships. I am really enjoying, yes, the different flavors and styles and textures of all this different food as we fully embrace the culture of the festival that we are celebrating. And there's beef stew downstairs. So I'll be quiet so Janie can sing, and and we can get to lunch.
Amen. I just want to throw a little shout out to Jody because she's not had a firm diagnosis from a medical professional, but she tested positive for COVID, so she wasn't able to be here last night for our coffee house, and she was to sing in the bleak midwinter. So we missed you, Jode. The holly and the ivy, when both are full well grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears the crown. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir. The holly bears a blossom as white as lily flower, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ to be our sweet Savior. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir. The holly bears a berry as red as any bud, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ to do poor sinners good. For the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir. The holly bears a blossom as white as lily flower, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ to be our sweet Savior. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir.
Lovely. Let's stand and share in our unity blessing and make sure we include those of our beloved community watching us online. Together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in each and every one of you. Yes, we do. The first Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. They looked up and saw a star shining in the east beyond them far, and to the is beautiful. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well. Go forth and have a wonderful week right after fellowship, and do not concern yourselves with stupid stuff. Amen. Bye-bye, YouTube and Facebook friends. We love you so much. Have a wonderful week.
Bye, everybody.